What's going on, YouTube? Today we got 8 most arrogant Larry Bird moments, man. Let's get right into it. The last Larry Bird reaction, or the last reaction in general, will be at the end of the video. Stay tuned for that. My fault, y'all. My fault. I'm acting like I don't know what's going on.
I'm going to shoot a three.
So, one, super cold Larry Bird. Even a Larry Bird can have an off night, not performing on the highest standard, missing shots,
No sponsor this
playing
video,
well
though.
in general.
Fake
But where
skip for
other
no
players
reason.
would stop to shoot, Larry Bird has a different kind of approach.
We're playing Phoenix, and we're way ahead, okay? And we're down in the old Saddle Dome that they had outside.
Right.
And Larry, you know, we're playing good as a team. Larry has the worst fourth quarter known to man. I mean, he's throwing the ball to the other team. I'm like, good Lord, we had like a 15-point lead. Next thing you know, we're down 2. And I'm like, oh, how in the world are we going to lose this game? And Larry says, I'm going to bust the play. I'm going to shoot a 3. And I'm like, Birdie, it's just getting overtime. I'm going to Robert. You know, Robert,
Have the
we need to get
confidence,
overtime,
though,
man.
bro.
We're trying to get this ship right because we're sinking, man. I tell you right now. So, you know, Larry not only tells me that, he walked by the bench and says, you know, typical Birdie, just real slow, fixing to bust a 3 on your guys and go home. And so he breaks the play.
Maxwell waits. Maxwell gets it to Bird. Bird turns and shoots, and
Larry hits it. He looks at the bench and goes, told you so. That was Birdie. And just, he had the confidence, man. That dude had.
That's so different, bro. And the fact that he had the confidence after having a bad fourth quarter, you know, to still have the confidence to take that type of last shot. It's not even a regular game-winning shot. That's a one-footer runner towards the rim, 3-pointer, game time, go home. I told you so.
Had so much confidence. He talked to the coaches. He talked to everybody. He was talking trash all the time, man. But fun. Great competitor, man.
Number 2, ball on the butt.
One of the other
You would
players
think
dapped
that
him
great
up to look
players
like
would be
too.
afraid of trash talking
That's
other
how you
great
know it's
players.
real.
You know, you don't want to get them heated up and stuff. Well, not Larry Bird. You guys remember Brett Doherty, one of the best centers of the 1980s, playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Well, he had a pretty interesting story to say.
Brad Daugherty told me this story when he was like second year in the league and they were in the playoffs against the Celtics. Down 1, Larry Bird catches the ball in the deep corner and he steps back for a 3. And before he takes the 3, he's like, oh wow, he's going for the win. He's not going for the tie. And so Brad Daugherty runs out and he head fakes him. And as he head fakes him, now it's 3-2, he hits him on the butt with the ball. And then he shoots it at the
What
bucket.
Kenny got going on? Is that's how Kenny used to look?
As he flew by him trying to block a shot. I'm like, there's no more confidence.
Number 3, who comes in
That's
second?
how Kenny looked when he was
I guess
younger.
that has
Somebody
to be
let me
one of
know.
the most iconic Larry
Or he
Bird
just
stories.
trolling for
But what other stories where you just have
what
one
is that,
witness?
TNT?
But that one, many people were present and many people say the same thing. So crazy story. You guys listen up. Let's check the clip.
The All-Star game is in Dallas, the first three-point contest, and he just starts looking at guys, doesn't say a word, and people are getting kind of nervous. And then he finally speaks and says, I'm just looking to see who's going to finish second.
Some pure trash talking and just general bravado.
And the theatrics of it all was made for Larry.
And Larry would back up his boast by not only winning the contest, but blowing away the competition with a phenomenal shooting display.
Different. Butter biscuit in them Jones. He's wildin'. Wildin'.
For a week now, and I knew I was going to win this thing. I've been practicing. My teammates said I wasn't going to win it, but I came back and lucked out, really.
By the way, the following season, he won the contest again, and he didn't even...
He knew exactly what the score was. He knew that ball was going to win the competition for him, and it's almost like he did it in dramatic fashion just to make it
It's probably copyright. You probably have to cut that out.
Did you really say that? Who's playing for second?
Yeah, I did. I felt so bad.
I think he was going to say next year he won without taking his jacket off.
I didn't realize there's so much tension on it. You know, I'm out there every day in front of these fans. And
who were some of the guys? Who were some of the guys in the competition at that time when you walked in? Who was in that field?
You know,
come on, coach. You know.
No, I don't really remember.
Number 4, the left-handed game. That is actually one of the craziest stories I've ever heard in my entire life. You know, as a professional, you should be able to shoot with the right hand and dribble the ball with the right and the left hand, so being both-handed. But Larry Bird took that theory to a different level. That guy got so bored that he said he would play an entire game with his left hand, or at least 3/4, and still performed on the craziest level.
At the end of one of the trips, he had accomplished every goal. We hadn't lost a game on the trip.
What's up, Time Machine?
And Larry told
this one is old production, so don't judge my son Time Machine on this one.
Tomorrow night's the last game of the trip.
His newer productions is way more.
At least
you know, these issues don't happen.
And at the end of 3/4, the next night in Portland against poor Jerome Kersey, he had 27 points left-handed, and it was a remarkable performance.
Next on my list, number 5, heat check / coach's lap. That has to be my favorite Larry Bird story of all time. That is not only arrogant, that is just on a different kind of level. I think that probably has to be the most arrogant story that ever happened in the NBA. And who did it? Well, Larry Bird.
He saw Dominique, this up-and-coming player, and he just tortured him mentally that game. He tortured all of them. He was calling shots off the glass. Who's next? Where do you want this one from?
Doc Rivers speaking. Young Doc Rivers.
One after another. When he got to about the 55th point,
someone correct me from
there
wrong.
was something special.
I believe so.
As a player, and that usually doesn't happen, but we're down so much at the time. You had time to realize the game. His last shot, he said, in the trainer's lap, coming down the court, which meant it was going to be a 3 and it was going to be off of these. And then he said, who wants it? And I think Ricky Brown, I'm not for sure who it was, ran out after him. And he shot this high rainbow. It goes in. Ricky bumps into him and accidentally knocks him on our trainer's lap. So it was exactly what he said. It was an accident, but it was almost fate. And they show a shot of our bench. Cliff Livingston and Eddie Johnson are standing up giving each other high fives.
Number 6, you should have gone for 60. So we've just witnessed the game of the Boston Celtics versus the Atlanta Hawks, so Larry Bird's 60-point game. That game was crazy on so many levels, but what is even crazier, a few days prior, Kevin McHale broke the franchise record, which was, I think, 56 for the Boston Celtics. You know what? Just roll the clip because you got to listen to that for yourself.
We do have video of this. It lasted about 9 days, as a matter of fact.
Yes, it did. This was me getting 56 there against Detroit.
That's something you don't see often right there, was a skinny Quinn Buckman.
And there I go, getting 56, feeling pretty good about myself. And it was 9 days later. As a matter of fact, towards the end of the game, Larry came up to me and said, I said, I'm going to come out a minute and a half or 2 minutes ago in the game. Larry came and said, were you crazy? I said, I'm had enough, man. We're ahead. And he goes, if I get that hot, I'm not stopping. Well, 9 days later, he got that hot. I said, you stop? He said, no.
Number 7, X-Men down. If you are a fan of the 1980s, then of course you remember Xavier McDaniel, one of the toughest guys in the entire NBA. One of the few guys you didn't want to mess with because that guy was not only talk, that guy was the real deal. But Larry Bird still didn't care. Check this one out.
He called a timeout. He said, you know I'm going to get it. I said, I know I'm going to be waiting.
I'm going to timeout. I'm going for a play, and I tried this is what we're going to run. All right, then as you get the ball, you go over here and pass to Kevin, then you go to the corner. Then Robert, you come over. Then about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? No, after the timeout, we walk back on the court, and Larry's going down to his position, so he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
Yeah, he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball.
Look at double coming.
And you know, he was like, I didn't
double
mean to leave 2
got there
seconds
for
on the
real.
clock. I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
Larry Bird just phenomenal the way that he will contribute in the clutch time after.
All right, number 8 is a bonus. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you next time and enjoy.
There's the play of the game right there.
Larry used to come in the locker rooms. He'd be getting his ankles taped, and he'd say, you know, hey, ball boy, run in and go find the scoring record in this building. You know, he needed those kind of challenges.
Anybody better than Larry Bird?
No, Larry's probably the best trash talker. And you know the best thing about Larry now? He's so buttoned down now. He's just like, you know, I didn't do that. I said, man, that guy lies. He was the best trash talker. And he denies everything.
Hey, you guys, if you're...
The last of this one, y'all. If you guys enjoyed this reaction, make sure you click on the last reaction on your screen right now. Tell me which one you want me to react to next. Turn on post notifications. Links in the description, man. And I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all for watching.